Hello, welcome to the End of the Week News Highlights, brought to you by The Cable. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Victor Ejechi. First on our highlight today, the federal government has filed an application before the Supreme Court seeking an extension for old Naira notes to remain in circulation. In March 2023, the Supreme Court had extended the deadline to phase out the old Naira note to December 31st. In the first application, the Attorney General of the Federation said due to economic crisis, it has not been able to print the volume of the new note that would enable it to phase out the old currency. A Federal Capital Territory High Court has granted bail to Godwin Emefiele, former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, in the sum of 300 million naira. According to the judge, the former CBN governor must produce 2 sureties in like sum, and they must have certificate of occupancy and titles of properties within the Matama district in Abuja. Emefiele is mandated to deposit all his travel documents with the registrar of the court and must remain within the Abuja Municipal Council. Next on our highlights, former President Olusegun Obasanjo says African countries must discard the liberal democracy introduced to the continent by the Western countries. Obasanjo said Africa should practice a form of democracy he described as Afro-democracy. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says Nigeria has every required ingredient to make a modern economy. The president spoke on Monday at a panel discussion titled Fostering Local Value Chains and Investment in Africa, the Role of the German Private Sector, at a G20 Compact with Africa Economic Conference in Berlin, Germany. Wale Edun, Minister of Finance, says the Federation account has witnessed an improved monthly revenue inflow from an average of 650 million naira to 1 trillion in the last 4 months since the removal of the petrol subsidy. Edun disclosed this on Monday at the opening ceremony of a 4-day retreat organized for the members of the Federation Account Allocation Committee in Asaba, Delta State. The federal government says Sun African LSC, a US-based renewable energy firm, has pledged to support President Bola Tinubu's administration with $2.2 billion to provide vital power infrastructure for Nigeria. This was disclosed in a statement on Sunday by Bolaji Tunji, the Special Advisor of Strategic Communication and Public Relations to the Minister of Power in Abuja. In another development, the federal government has revoked 163 mining licenses due to default in payment of stipulated service fee by operators. Dele Alake, Minister of Solid Minerals Development, said the revocation became necessary after the expiration of a 30-day notice to defaulters, as stipulated by Section 11 and 12 of the Nigerian Mineral Mining Act 2007. The European Union says it has spent 88 million euros to support Nigeria in the fight against corruption since 2005. Samuel Aisopi, EU ambassador and head of delegation to Nigeria and the Economic Community of West African States, spoke on Monday at the launch of the Rule of Law and Anti-Corruption Program. On security matters, Jacob Daniel, a police inspector, was killed during a clash between operatives of the Nigerian Army and police officers in Adamawa. The death of the officer was confirmed in the statement by Afolabi Babatola, Commissioner of Police in Adamawa, on Wednesday. Still on security matters, Christopher Musa, Chief of Defense Staff, says Boko Haram suspects planned operations and move funds from behind bars. Speaking before the House of Representatives Committee to discuss Nigerian security challenges, Musa alleged that some prison warders helped these suspects move funds through their bank accounts. On international scene, Liberian National Electoral Commission has announced Joseph Boakai as the winner of the country's presidential election. On Monday, Davido Lansana, NEC president, said Boakai won with 50.64% votes to defeat incumbent George Weah. Moving on to post-election judicial matters, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has affirmed the election of Abdullahi Sule as governor of Nasarawa State. The appellate court, in a unanimous decision by a 3-member panel of justices, voided the verdict of the Nasarawa Governorship Election Petition Tribunal, which sacked Governor Sule, candidate of the All Progressive Congress, APC. The court also affirmed Yunuwa Yaya's re-election as the governor of Gombe State. The Independent National Electoral Commission declared Yaya as the winner of the election after scoring 342,821 votes to defeat his closest rival, Jubu Ibade, candidate of the People's Democratic Party, who polled 233,131 votes in the last poll. Simon Lalong, Minister of Labour and Employment, has received the certificate of return as a senator to represent Plateau South District. The Labour Minister received the certificate on Thursday in Abuja, the country's capital. And now to sports. The board of the Nigerian Premier Football League has imposed a fine of 1 million naira on Sporting Lagos FC over the unwillingness of the club's fans during their match against Atlant FC. According to a tweet on the league's official X account, Sporting Lagos fans threw objects on the pitch during the team's match day 9 fixtures, which finished 1-1 at the Mobolaji Johnson Stadium on Sunday. And now to some entertainment headlines to wrap it up. It is Nigeria to the world as Mayor of Atlanta, Andrew Dickens, declares November 18 Davido Day. The proclamation was made following the success of Davido's Are We African Yet Festival, which was held at the State Farm Arena on Saturday. Brazil, Turkey, South Africa, and Egypt will participate in the 2023 Calabar Carnival in Cross River, Nigeria. Calabar Carnival, regarded as the pride of Nigeria, is an annual cultural event celebrated in southern Nigeria. This year's edition, tagged Season of Sweetness, will be held between December 1st and 31st. And that brings us to the end of our highlight for this week. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more information. My name remains Victor Ejechi. See you next week.